Is a review of our shapes, doing total surface area and lateral area for our quiz tomorrow. So in number 1, we want to find the total surface area of a cube with a side length of 6. So a cube is just a square prism. So we have our base, we have our sides, and then we have our other base. In a cube, all of your sides are going to be 7. So the length, the width, and the height are 7. So if I'm trying to find the total surface area for a prism is perimeter times height plus the area of 2 bases. So our perimeter, each side of the base is going to be 7. So if there are 4 sides that are 7, that's 28 times a height of 7. Plus we have 2 bases. To find the area of a square base, it would just be 7 times 7. So when we multiply here, we have 28 times 7, which is 196, plus 7 times 7 times 2 is 98. So when we add those together, we get 294 units squared. Number 2, find the total area of the rectangular pyramid. So in a rectangular pyramid, there are going to be 2 different sides of triangles with 2 different slant heights. So if I look at the first triangle with a slant height, it's going to cross the 14 side, which means the base is 7. So if we do Pythagorean theorem, x squared equals 24 squared plus 7 squared. X squared equals 625, so our slant height is 25. If we look at the other 2 triangles, half of 20 is 10, and the height is 24. So when we do Pythagorean theorem there, y squared equals 24 squared plus 10 squared. Y squared is going to equal 676, so y is 26. So when we go to do our total surface area, we have the base, which is a rectangle, so that's going to be 14 times 20, plus we have 2 triangles that have a base of 20 and a slant height of 25, so we're going to do 1/2 times 20 times 25, plus we have 2 triangles that have a base of 14 and a slant height of 26. So when we multiply that out, we get 280 plus 500 plus 364, which adds to 1,144 centimeters squared. In number 3, we want to find the area of an equilateral triangular pyramid. So when we are trying to find our total surface area here, if this side's 8, when we draw in our slant height, it's going to split into 4 and 4. So we can do Pythagorean theorem to find the slant height of the triangle. So we have 5 squared equals 4 squared plus x squared. 25 is equal to 16 plus x squared. 9 is equal to x squared. Is 3. So we have 3 triangles on the outside that have a perimeter of 24 if each side is 8 with a slant height of 3. So remember that when we do our lateral area, it's perimeter times the slant height, so 1/2 times 24 times 3. Plus we need the area of the base. If it's an equilateral triangle, that is root 3 over 4 times 8 squared. So we're going to get 36 plus 16 root 3 centimeters squared. Number 4, find the total surface area of a cylinder. So that's similar to the surface area of a prism, where we're going to do perimeter times height plus the area of 2 bases. Remember, in a circle, your perimeter is your circumference. So if we have a radius of 9, it will be 2 pi 9 times the height plus the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. And we have 2 circle bases. So that's going to get us 90 pi plus 162 pi for a total area of 252 pi feet squared. Number 5 is a cone, and we want to find the total surface area of the cone, which is 1/2 perimeter times the slant height plus the area of one base. So remember, if our 30 is our diameter, it's bisected into 15 and 15 for the radius. So we have 1/2 2 pi 15 times 25 plus the area of one circle, which is pi 15 squared. So we get 375 pi plus 225 pi, which gets us 600 pi centimeters squared. In number 6, your teacher needs to paint the walls of her classroom. The rectangle room is 40 feet long by 22 feet wide. The walls are 10 feet high. If a gallon of paint covers 400 square feet, how many gallons will she need? So our room is going to be a rectangular prism. So we have the floor, we have the walls going up, and then we have our ceiling. Now, we're not going to paint the ceiling and we're not going to paint the floor. We're just going to paint the 4 walls around the room. So if you're painting the 4 walls around the room, that is your lateral area. So lateral area is just equal to your perimeter times your height. So in our room, if we have 2 sides that are 40 and 2 sides that are 22, that adds to 124, and the height of the room is 10. So we need to paint 1,240 square feet. If each gallon covers 400 square feet, we want to divide our area by 400. That's going to get us 3.1. Now, when you go to the store, you can't order a part of a gallon. So if we can only buy gallons of paint, 4 gallons. Number 7, find the total surface area. So in this picture, we have what looks like an ice cream cone. So on the outside, we have the bowl, and then we have the lateral area of our cone. So to find the outside of the hemisphere, that's going to be 2 pi r squared. We're not going to add that extra pi r squared because this part is inside the triangle. Plus, we want to do the lateral area of the cone, which is 1/2 perimeter times slant height. So before we continue, we got to find our slant height. So we have x squared equals 5 squared plus 12 squared. X squared equals 169. So our slant height is 13. So we would have 2 pi 5 squared plus 1/2 times 2 pi 5 times our slant height of 13. So that gets us 50 pi plus 65 pi, which is 115 pi centimeters squared. In number 8, to get our total surface area, we are looking at a shape that kind of looks like a pencil with an eraser. So if we have a radius, and we're going to change this radius to 16. If we have a diameter of 16, our radius then is 8. Which means in the cone, our radius is also 8. Okay, so we need to find the height so that we can find the height of that cylinder. So 10 squared equals x squared plus 8 squared. 100 equals x squared plus 64. 36 equals x squared, so x is 6. So if the height of the cone is 6 and the height of the hemisphere is 8, we can take those away from 21 to get that the height of the cylinder is 7. So when we go to find the area, we need the outside bowl of the hemisphere, which is 2 pi r squared, plus we need the lateral area of the cylinder, which is perimeter times height, plus we need the lateral area of the cone, which is 1/2 perimeter times slant height. So when we do that, we have 2 pi 8 squared plus 2 pi 8 times 7 plus 1/2 2 pi 8 times 10. Remember, you want to use the slant height. We only found the height 6 so that we could get the height of the cylinder. So that gets us 128 pi plus 112 pi plus 80 pi. And when we add those together, we get 320 pi meters squared. In our last problem, number 19, find the total surface area of a prism with a height of 7 feet and a side length of 18. So if we know that the side length is 18, we need to find our apothem. So I'm not going to draw a whole hexagon, remember, I just need my triangle. So if the whole side is 18, that splits into 9 and 9. Remember up top, we have a 30-degree angle, always in a hexagon. So if we do a special right triangle, our apothem is going to be the s root 3 side, so that's going to be 9 root 3. So when we go to find our total surface area, it's perimeter times slant or times height plus the area of two bases. So the perimeter of the hexagon, we have a side that's 18 and there are 6 sides. So that gives us a perimeter of 108 times the height, which was 7 feet, plus the area of two bases. So in a 1/2 apothem 9 root 3 times the perimeter, which is 108. So 108 times 7 is 756, plus 2 times 1/2 times 9 times 108 is 972 root 3. And then we have feet squared. We're not going to combine the 756 with the other number because it has a root.